Fixing my second cup of coffee here this morning. I use a little bit of oat milk. I measured out and counted depending on which calorie oat milk it is. Sometimes I also use the 30 calorie almond milk. So I always keep this up on my microwave. I've got yellow, pink, and blue. I used to use these every morning with my coffee. I made all kinds of coffee. Oh my goodness. I made anywhere from instant to pour over to AeroPress, French press, all different kinds. But then I found this coffee machine that's just the coffee going down into the oat milk. And this machine always makes crema, which is the oils from the coffee frothing up on the top. Let it finish here. Oh, I did that perfectly. Perfect amount. Okay. So this is the reason that I'm telling you about this. No, I am not trying to hawk some kind of coffee machine. I don't own stock in the company or anything like that. But what's happened is that when I get this really good coffee, and you should try to mix everything in really well, I find that I don't need any sweetener in it. I mean, it's amazing. I was one of those people who, when I was in my 20s and 30s and I was working, and they would have a coffee machine with those little styrofoam cups, and I'd put in 5 packets of sugar, sometimes more. I mean, I like my sweet, but this coffee is so good that the flavor of it, it's got a complex flavor, and I don't need sweet. I mean, it just tastes so good. So I'm not just going to talk to you about coffee, though. I want to suggest something else too. You know, some people put salt on their food. Some people, before they even taste it, they're shaking that salt shaker. Well, have you ever tried using some herbs or spices instead? You know, I've pretty much, on foods that I used to put salt on, and I didn't use that much salt, but just to cut down on it, I've started using granulated garlic. And oh my gosh, it tastes so good. And I've also started using smoked paprika. Oh my goodness. And it just gives a flavor to the food. It's just really delicious. It's like, it perks up your taste buds and makes the food taste better, just like salt does, but in a different kind of way. And one other thing too, sometimes I want something a little fatty or oily in the way that nuts can be. So I've got toasted sesame seeds. And what I'll do, it's got one of these little things with holes. I'll just shake out a tiny little bit. I can do this one time, and whereas I used to eat a whole can or a whole bag of nuts, I'm happy with this. it satisfies that craving. Did you know that the first couple of bites usually satisfy your taste craving for something? It's true. So, you don't have to gobble everything down. Let's say you're trying to cut back a little bit for your weight or your health's sake. Try taking it slow and having one bite and then having a second bite. Take your time chewing it. I still have sesame seeds in my teeth here I'm chewing on. You may find that, oh, that was what I wanted. I don't have to eat the whole thing. Anyway, just a few little hints for ways to cut back. Why do we want to cut back? Oh gosh, today we eat so many prepared, foods that have been prepared by some company, or manufacturing plant. We don't cook at home. And in order to make those foods taste good, because they're not fresh anymore, and to make them appeal to you, there's a lot of stuff put in there that's not so good for you. Very often you might notice if something says that it's low in sugar, it'll be high in fat. Or if it's low in fat, it'll be high in sugar, things like that. So, if you can cut back in a few places, why not? It's kind of like with your budget, you cut back a little bit here and there, start saving up your change in a jar. Eventually, it really all adds up. Same thing with your health and your weight. Give it a try.